Looks quite good, but it starts moving just about there. Shea Given started going the other way, and you see because of the wet ground, his feet have given away from him. I feel sorry for him there. I think that was a great strike. But at this point in time, they were all over the place, and the defence didn't know where they were going. And with three at the back, they just didn't look comfortable. Warren Barton had come a wee bit too close in there. And it was a nice finish. He's actually bobbled it into the ground slightly there. But it's 2 at that point, and they could have scored more certainly before the end of the half. They have looked all at sea. They've changed it to a 4, but I think Robson knew that with a 4 they were getting plenty of space in the midfield. I think whatever he's going to do, he's got a problem, because there are some seriously good quality players in their midfield and in their attack. However, defensively, I think they've got questions he could ask them.
OK, competition time now. Today we're giving away a brand new PlayStation 2, and all you have to do to win is answer this simple question. Which club did Newcastle buy Alan Shearer from in 1996? Was it A, Liverpool, B, Rangers, C, Blackburn? To enter, just ring 0901 565 5000. That's 0901 565 5000. Calls cost 60p per minute. Lines close at 8:30 tonight. The winner will be announced on air at the end of the match. Further details, if you need them, 5 text, page 495. Best of luck with that. We'll see you for the second half in just a moment.
I've seen footballers all over the world, but I don't understand them here. Like, why leave Australia to play in this? Why do they play so much golf?
He's up here every night practicing.
Why do you want to play here? And tell me again, what do you call your manager?
The boss, chief.
Governor.
Boss. Gaffer. Sir.
Any news? Well, we found some fabric fibres in the boot. Heavy gauge furnishing fabric, some kind of curtain, I'd say. Traces of alkaline clay on the tyres would suggest a lake or river. And from the seat position, I'd say the driver was 6'2" with short, dark hair.
But do you know what sort of car it is yet?
No.
Free All Angels, the #1 album by Ash, out now.
This Samsung has an accessory pack and double the average memory. Double the average memory for a really low price. That's common sense.
Accidents do happen, but then I've been hit by a direct line driver, which means I avoid all the usual hassle. They repair both cars and deliver them to the door. And I'm not even with Direct Line. Well, not at the moment, anyway. Call or buy online.
Want to show her you care? SurpriseYourWoman.com has hundreds of carefully selected gifts and ideas to help keep the woman in your life in your life.
Don't worry, mate. First match nerves, eh?
Aye, Neil. First match.
Just 10 minutes before kick-off and the 150...
They were talking about the war being over by Christmas. This was September.
One para and three para at one stage were possibly shooting each other.
It would have been hell on earth. The wounded screaming as they were being burnt alive in the houses.
Arnhem, Great Battles of World War II. Tomorrow at 8 on 5.
45 minutes they've got, 2 goals they need, or there's no European adventure for another year for Newcastle. Here's Ray Houghton, and first Gary Bloom.
Thanks, Steve. So who'll be going through to Friday's draw in Monaco for the UEFA Cup first round? Will it be Troyes or will it be Newcastle United? Newcastle's destiny awaits them now in this second 45 minutes where they have to score 2 goals. Simple question is, Ray Houghton, can they do it?
Well, you'd like to think so, Gary, but the problem's going to be they need to go forward and score 2 goals, which means they're going to leave a lot of openings at the back, and that's where Troyes have really been at their best, attacking down the flanks of Newcastle.
Troyes have conceded goals in each away game they've played in the Intertoto Cup this season. They conceded after just 2 minutes of this game. Can Newcastle find an early goal now at the start of this second half? Here's Dabisas. Tries to chip it forward to Bellamy. Craig Bellamy had a frustrating opening 45 minutes. The word is that when Newcastle have everybody fit, Bellamy there will play behind Shearer and Court in Bobby Robson's first choice formation. Bernard, one of the players warming up, but I don't think Bobby Robson will be thinking about a change just yet at this early point of the second half. Zavagno. Warren Barton decided not to give the ball to Shea Giffen, and he's got himself in a bit of trouble here. Rodden's won the ball here. Gousset. It's come off the upright. Boutal. That could be it. That could be the goal to take Troyes through to the UEFA Cup. Newcastle scored at the start of the first half. Troyes have scored right at the start of the second.
Yeah, it's the worst possible start to the second half for Newcastle United. And it's here, Warren Barton, that's dreadful defending. He's down on that right-hand side. He's got to clear his lines. Gets robbed quite easily. Ball goes to Gousset. Here's the first shot. It ricochets off the post. And there's Boutal in the middle of the goal, 7 yards out, gets his left foot to it, puts the ball into the empty net, 3-1, and in many respects, Gary, that's game over.
Oh dear. Newcastle are looking for a miracle here. Amiobi. Newcastle United need 3 more goals now. Maybe they need a miracle, but miracles do happen. And Bobby Robson, with a shrug of the shoulders, knows how difficult it's going to be for his Newcastle United team. After conceding this early goal in the second half, it all started with that error by Warren Barton. Boutal was in the right place at the right time. Well, one thing's for sure, that if Newcastle can turn this round, they'll be talking about this game for years and years.
Yeah, certainly will, Gary. But, you know, at half-time, Bobby Robson's probably said to his players, look, you had the perfect start in the first half. You've got to go out there with the same commitment. You never know, you might get back into the match. And the worst thing you can do is that piece of defending from Warren Barton. Just clear your lines in any position like that.
Tabis just waited on his line there. Quinn was almost in at the back post. This is Boutal, the 3rd Troyes goal scorer. Bellamy looking for a corner kick. Craig Bellamy, one of the expensive summer imports for Newcastle, cost £6 million. Scored his only Newcastle goal against Loughran in this competition. How they could do with a Craig Bellamy hat-trick in this second period. They would feel he'd repaid his transfer fee if he managed that. Here's Debbie-Sets. As Pat Nevin was saying before kick-off, if Newcastle were to go out tonight, that would be 6 matches wasted of the Intertoto Cup. Poor ball by Debbie-Sets. Rotten now for Troyes. Such a clever, incisive team. They've unpeeled the outer layers of that Newcastle defence time after time. Thomas, Rotten. Leroy, who looks a class act, he really does. Warren Barton. Davy Sasser, hopeful ball forward. Speed. Had his head unfortunately knocked there by Aaron Hughes. You were extolling his virtues at half-time, Ray, weren't you?
Yeah, certainly was. I think he's a real class player in there. Very committed. Good run over the ball, good pass over the ball. Very strong. Just in that challenge there, there was no way he was going to duck out of that one.
He went sliding in there and got a slap on the back of his head, Leroy, from Debbie-Sets. I'm now allowed to say on air what your match prediction was for the final score, Ray? Ray waves his hands and says no. I'll let you into a little secret, it wasn't a Newcastle win. Here's Solano with a free kick for Newcastle. Bob. Solano. Newcastle just lacking that cutting edge at the moment. And here's Gousset. Rotten. Gousset calling for the ball back here. He bears down on that Newcastle goal again. Rotten. Saifi. Just slice the ball. Amiobi, the intended target here. He's done well to win that ball, but away by Thomas. Solano being bodged off the ball by Zavagno. And that's out. That's going to be a Newcastle throw. Bon. Troyes currently 5th in the French First Division after 5 games, so they're doing pretty well after a confident start to the new campaign. This is Urtubis, their goalkeeper. Shay Given is now the new sweeper for Newcastle United. The St James's Park crowd are very demanding in what they expect from this football team, and unless Newcastle are up there with the big boys, they're not happy at all. And there's plenty of disquiet around this ground, especially at half-time. The expression on the faces of those Newcastle fans tells its own tale. I imagine unless things turn around dramatically, several might be heading for the exits 10-15 minutes before the end. Let's hope not. Let's hope Newcastle can find a goal and find one quickly here. Amiobi's in there trying to win the ball. Saifi. Rob Lee went sliding in. Warren Barton now. Amiobi. Lee. Elliott. That was a real lunge there by Robbie Elliott. The referee spotted it. He caught Ahmed quite painfully. And the referee rather belatedly is going to show a yellow card here to the Newcastle United left back. I don't think Robbie Elliott can have any complaints about that.
He certainly can, and one of the problems for Newcastle now, they've got to be, just watch, they don't get too frustrated. You see he's lost the ball here, clearly gone, he's caught his leg there. Wasn't the worst challenge in the world, but it's the frustration of the position they're in at this moment in time. You know, you've just got to be careful, because one thing you don't want is some red cards in this game from Newcastle's point of view.
Zevagno. Lewa. Great run here by Rotten. Lovely cross. Oh, it's almost foot. Well, the terrific run there by Gousset almost brought the fourth goal.
There's the pass and the movement. Here you see Rotten down the left-hand side. Fantastic first-time ball into the box. Gousset in the middle of the goal on his own. Fortunately for Newcastle, he was in an offside position, but they built the play up from their own defence there, just showing a lot of confidence. Every one of the players on the Troyes side very comfortable and accomplished on the ball.
You can hear the reaction of the home supporters. Braja, Zevagno. Rotten, Butau. Are you surprised that Bobby Robson hasn't made a change by now, right?
Yes, I think when the third goal went in, he probably realised that he might have to make a change. And I'm surprised Loire's not come on, because it's up front. The two young lads have done reasonably well. Bellaby more so than Amiobi, but it's the balls up to him haven't been the best. You know, they've just been aimless balls up to the front to two young men trying their hardest to run around. But I think you need someone a little bit more clever up front, and Loire certainly comes into that category where he can get hold of the ball and twist and turn defenders.
There's no substitute for class, but experience comes a close second, and that's what Newcastle lack in attack. They need an Alan Shearer, or a Carl Court, or somebody like that who just can ruffle those Troyes defenders to an extent where Newcastle can get a foothold in this match. Two Towers look highly impressive tonight. Zevagno to take this throw. Zevagno. Shea Given almost deceived again now. Not sure if he got a touch to that one. The referee suggests a corner kick, and Shea Given says I didn't touch the ball.
You can see Ahmed in the middle of the park. He's got far too much room. Shows great skill. Try and chip Shea Given. Shea going backwards, definitely didn't touch the ball. It should have been a goal kick.
So Troyes do have the corner. Given went flying after the ball, didn't get there. Boutal made contact. Leroy cleared by Dabisas. Leroy. Zavagno. Boutal is the only player in the middle. Help is arriving. Rotten's arriving here. This is Boutal. Given had to fist that ball to safety. Zavagno. All the tackles are flying in. Gary Speed claims he won the ball fair and square, but not according to the Italian official. Very shortly, Troyes could make the first substitution of the match. Here it comes. Ghazi is the player coming on. And Gousset, who's already done damage to Newcastle United, is the player substituted. He's done his work tonight and deserves a pat on the back from his colleagues and management. Farid Ghazi was expected to start tonight's game. He's an Algerian international. Played in a recent World Cup qualifier. Shea Given right behind that one, thank goodness, from Maniri. Newcastle United have been guilty of giving the ball away with unforced errors. Rotten with a cross in towards Boutal. Fantastic goal. He came in the blind side, and there's joy unconfined down on the Troyes bench as some Newcastle fans head for the exits, because that's where Newcastle are heading.
Yeah, definitely, Gary. Once again, some excellent play from Troyes. Not the best of clearances here from Shea Given. Gives it away somewhat, but from here, for me, it's all about Rotten down this left-hand side. The early ball he puts in the box there, impossible for the goalkeeper to get to that. And Boutal, who's been a threat all evening at the back post there, with a terrific header to make it 4-1. And you got to see on the balance of play, since the 5th minute of the first half, Troyes have been well on top in this game.
Is it worth Bobby Robson making any changes now?
Well, of course, because there are some tired legs out there in the Newcastle side, and they've got a big game coming up at the weekend. But here we see the earlier chance. Watch this ball in from Rotten. First time ball to the back post. Goalkeeper really can't come for that. It's the quality of the cross that beats him, and it's a fantastic header from Boutal.
Again, Newcastle's frustration just boils over there. Nikos Dabisas went through.
You see there that Cypher turned in to Dabisas, and he just caught him there, and referee in a good position there to give the free kick.
Amiobi. And another yellow card, I think, against Amiobi, is that right?
Yeah, it looked like it, yes. Just for the challenge on Saifi there, once again being fouled there. He does well to come back here, Saifi, and you just see Amiobi there sticking out his left leg, just catching Saifi, and the referee gives him the yellow card.
That is third yellow card of the Intertoto Cup. So in the unlikely event of Newcastle barnstorming Troyes in the closing stages of this game, he'd be out for the UEFA Cup first round, first leg, but even the greatest optimist can't see that outcome. Zavagno. Solano. Lee. Maneri. Given to the rescue. I have to say this is probably one of the best away performances of a European side I've seen for an awful long time. Bellamy. Credit where credit's due. Troyes have been absolutely awesome tonight.
You wouldn't have thought so after the first 5 minutes, would you?
Solano, Amiobi! Don't switch off just yet. We could have a late show here for Newcastle. They don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Ball in.
Sloppy defending here.
Yeah, the ball in from Robbie Elliott here. Solano does well at the back post to keep the ball in the Troyes box, and give credit to Amiobi. He's took this first time. Just see Solano coming into the back post there, keeping the ball in the danger zone. Amiobi on his right foot, keeps the ball high, goes past the goalkeeper.
Great finish. 4-2 then, no shortage of goals, but certainly for Newcastle United they've been in the wrong net. So 3 substitutions for Newcastle United after that goal. There's the players off. Oh, there's a player breaking forward here. It was Bellamy. Confirmation of the 3 players on Loire, O'Brien and Bernard.
Unfortunately, Gary, only one got on. Solano was supposed to have come off, but he kept looking over at the bench to see what was happening. And the referee played on.
We're slightly previous with our predictions of the Newcastle substitutions, but they are being made now as Olivier Bernard comes on. It's not only on the pitch where things are going pear-shaped tonight, is it?
It isn't. We quite clearly heard that it was Solano that was coming off.
Solano is coming off now.
The UEFA officials finally got it right, Gary.
Loire is on. Let's see if he can find another goal for Newcastle, and maybe, well, that's a handball surely against Thomas. Maybe Newcastle can just give us an exciting ending to this game. The crowd are suddenly getting interested in this match again.
Well, certainly that second goal from Amiobi has put Newcastle back in the picture, but you've got to say that, you know, it has been all Troyes in this game. They really have been an excellent side this evening.
Eventually cleared. Shea Given now on the halfway line, doing a Peter Schmeichel. Goalkeeper will save the corner kick. Ghazi missed out that. Ghazi again, the substitute for Troyes. He's turned Bernard quite superbly. Lee. Calling for the ball, but Zavagno intercepted. Boutal now. Troyes just beginning to weave some passes together. Rotten, Zavagno. Bernard, oh, he was brought down. Now, can Newcastle just find that chink of light? That's a penalty, it is! Oh, we could have a dramatic ending to this game.
As they say, Gary, game on. If this goes in, Amiobi shows terrific skill and strength here, holding off Mineri, who brings him down for the penalty kick. Referee in a terrific position to give it.
It's Gary Speed. This would be a remarkable fight back for Newcastle United. He scored! Oh, the ones who went early are regretting it now. Game on! They're smiling at last.
Gary Speed, very confident, keeps it low. A little bit of luck there, but he goes underneath the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper really should have saved that one. It wasn't the best penalty from Gary, but he won't mind. It's gone into the net. 4-3. You got to see out of nothing. Newcastle United are back in this match.
Well, they still need a couple of goals to turn this round, but it's not impossible. They've got 20 minutes to do it. And Dukic coming on here to try and tighten up that Troyes midfield. Boutal is a player who's gone off, so they're trying to put a padlock on the team and try and defend this slender lead. But now the St James's Park crowd, who have been rather disillusioned with their team for the last 70 minutes, are now right behind them. Well, 2 goals in 20 minutes is not impossible, is it?
Not now, not after them getting the 2 goals in quick succession like they have. And you know, there's a great saying in football, goals change games, and Newcastle looked out of this match at 4-1. But 2 goals put back to 4-3, and you've got to say they've got an outside chance now.
Well, Bobby Robson must have thought he'd seen it all in his long management career, which has spanned 30 years. But nobody could have predicted 4-3 with 20 minutes to go. Amiobi. The stage is set for some of these Newcastle youngsters to make themselves household names for the Newcastle fans, including Shola Amiobi.
He really has come to life, Gary, isn't he?
Just 19 years old. And Newcastle are with the wind at their backs. Oh, a save from Utebis, and it's Amiobi again. Well, had that gone in, I think the roof would have been raised on St James's Park. Lua.
Just can get the ball out the box here. Amiobi with the first time left-footed shot. The only thing you would say was straight at the goalkeeper.
Olivier Bernard now for Newcastle. Free kick. Do you know what? Troyes are rattled here. They must have thought they'd not only got into the driving seat, but had clicked the safety belt. Free kick to Newcastle United. Lee drives it in. It's going to come down to Lua, and he leant back with the inevitable consequences.
Yeah, he'll know he should have done better with that, Gary. That was a chance for Lua.
The odds on Troyes winning this game by 4 goals to 3 were 100 to 1. I wish I had a fiver. And who knows? I get the impression the scoring isn't finished yet. Olivier Bernard lost the ball and then won his side the free kick. No advantage accrued. Olivier Thomas had the ball taken off the edge of his toe. Bernard, who really isn't relishing that left wing role. He's inside the penalty area. And Troyes are defending with their lives here. Gabisas tries to initiate another Newcastle raid, and then gave the ball away. to take the free kick. This has to be one of the most extraordinary games ever seen at St James's Park. Dukic beaten in the air. That's a desperate lunge which has gone unpunished. The referee's allowed the advantage. Olivier Bernard now. Bellamy. Bellamy again. Beaten away by the keeper Urtubis, who's been busier in the last 15 minutes than he has in the entire game. Now, where's Shay Given going? Andy O'Brien just about kept the ball in play and did well then to win his side the throw. Andy O'Brien, the Republic of Ireland international. Lua. Braja, he's given away a throw in here to Newcastle United. Oh, we could be in for a grandstand finish tonight. It looks so unlikely when Troyes raced into that 4-1 lead. What must Alain Perrin be going through, the Troyes coach? This is Troyes' debut season in European competition. Savagno to take the throw. Neri now for Troyes. He was aimed in towards Ghazi. Ghazi might have a chance of winning this back here. Just knocks the ball out of harm's way. Throw in which Lee will take. Remember, Newcastle United have used up their 3 substitutions. The 11 on the pitch are charged with bringing a most unlikely result to this football club. O'Brien. Bellamy. Amiobi. Bernard. Plenty waiting for the cross, and he's gone round the back here. Fisted clear by Urtubis. Shoot is a message, and it took a wild deflection off Maneri. The entire crowd shouted shoot then. Lua with a corner. They've all missed it. Oh, another miss at the back post. Oh dear.
This was a real chance. Fantastic corner into the near post. First of all, it was Bellamy, missed it. Then Amiobi at the back post there. Really, he's got to do better there. He's got to get the ball on target. But he really has livened this Newcastle performance up in the second half.
Another change coming up for Troyes. Saifi is being substituted, an attacking midfield player, and replaced by another midfield player, Carl Turin, just 18 years old. Andy O'Brien, who has been short of pre-season fitness because of injury. Lua into Amiobi. Ooh. Rob Lee. Bernard. Came off Thomas. Corner kick. Bring the cavalry forward.
Yeah, they've got to keep this pressure on, Gary.
Another dangerous corner. Troyes just can't get it clear at the moment. Amiobi. Oh, he ran into danger, and there could be a break on here. There's not a Newcastle defender back at the moment. The ground has gone silent. Ghazi. Lua. Foul by O'Brien. Chance for Troyes to take a bit of a breather. Their defence has been overworked in the last 10 minutes, trying to keep that Newcastle bombardment at bay. If only Newcastle had played with that sort of passion earlier on, they might not have got into this mess. O'Brien. Lua. O'Brien. Ranieri is the back marker here. Ghazi. Taken by Shea Given. He wants to start a Newcastle raid himself here. In towards Amiobi. Ranieri and Amiobi tussle for possession. Throw into Troyes. It really has been a remarkable night of football, hasn't it?
It has been incredible. You know, we were just saying how well that Troyes had played to get themselves into the position that they had. 4-1 up. Newcastle looked like they were completely beaten. But then Amiobi, he's taken over the show in the last 15 minutes or so, got the goal to make it 4-2. Then the penalty. And for a young man, only 19, as you mentioned there, Gary, he's done exceptionally well in this second half.
O'Brien has been penalised. Won his second cap last week in the friendly against Croatia in Dublin. Dukic. Difficult time to be chasing the game, needing 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, especially after Newcastle played on Sunday. Haven't had much rest. I just wonder how much that excuse will be brought up in the post-match reaction to this game. Dabisas. Bernard. Amiobi. Bellamy. There's a handball in that. A buzz of excitement. It's in the stands now at St James's Park. Just the moment that Newcastle might draw level. Urtubis, already been beaten 3 times. Not a 4th there. Remember, 4-4 would not send the game into extra time because Troyes would win by that away goals rule. Urtubis has come here, he hasn't got to the ball. And that's a goal kick, the ball ricocheted off a Newcastle player last after Dukic cleared it. Dukic, this experienced Yugoslav, only plays on the left-hand side of midfield for Troyes. Bellamy. Bernard. Aaron Hughes, who was pitched into midfield very early on in this game, wants to forsake his defensive duties. Get the feeling that Troyes have steadied the ship in the last 5 minutes or so, Ray.
Yeah, they have. They've got numbers behind the ball. Obviously, the substitutes that they've brought on are more defensive-minded, and You know, they're getting, as I say, they're getting lots and lots of players behind the ball, and Newcastle just can't get the quality into the box at the moment. And it could maybe just get them this 4th goal.
Just get one more goal now. It was an interesting last few minutes to this game. Lua. Bernard. Amiobi! Great block. Maneri did well then to block Shola Amiobi's shot on goal. That's more like it by Newcastle. Really is edge of the seat stuff now. Away by Maneri. Bernard. Newcastle have another free kick. Again, send everybody forward. Only Shea given inside his own half of the field now. Dabisas. A weak header in on goal by the central defender, Nikos Dabisas. A year ago was injured on the opening day of the season. He was out till Easter. Again, the home fans urge Newcastle forward. Amiobi.
Good defending from Maneri there.
Real nail-biting stuff, isn't it? Dukic might get on the end of this one. Good tackle by O'Brien. Dukic. O'Brien. Rotten. Another good cross. Oh, Ghazi almost got there. He felt he was impeded. Shea Given urged to take the ball out of defence now, but not too many options available to him. So he picks out Lua. His time about to defeat Newcastle United here. They have to score soon. Bernard, what a mazy run by him, but he's lost the ball. Ghazi. Try have a player injured. And the home supporters are suspicious that this isn't a legitimate injury here.
Bobby Robson, I think he's in a little chat with Lua, telling him to come over on this right-hand side. He doesn't want them floating around the pitch, he wants them over here on the right. Here's the injury to Roten there. There wasn't really much in it. Bernard going through the challenge. Be interesting to see if Newcastle give him the ball back here.
No, they don't. Oh, yes, they do. Again, Shea Given well outside his 18-yard box. Loire, under his management, under his manager's instructions, has come to this right side. Bernard, oh, there was a really hefty challenge then. I think it was an accident more than anything else, but it was a painful one.
To see here, it's a genuine attempt to go for the ball. He's caught Ahmed on the side of the head there, but he only had his eyes on the ball there, and you can see that he has got a cut on his head, Ahmed, as he's lying there.
It was an unfortunate collision, but one which will prolong the game.
Can I remind you that at the end of the game,
prolong the agony of the Newcastle United fans who still are urging their team to find a couple of late goals to take them through.
Just catches him there, Gary, with his left arm, doesn't he, as he's gone in there. As you can see, with the referee in a great position there to see the injury. And he looks dazed.
I think I'm right in saying that Troyes have made all their substitutions, so if Ahmed is unable to continue. They'll play the end of this game with just 10 men, the French team.
He looks worried, Gary, doesn't he? He's looking at his watch. I'm sure he wants the final whistle.
I think Saifi was looking to sneak back on there, but I think we would have spotted that. But just for the moment, the under siege Troyes are down to 10 men. Ghazi. The only way is forward now for the Toon. Lua. Amiobi. Speed. Look at deflection. Great save by Utabis. Bernard. Whistle's gone. Oh, that was a fantastic save. Now what's the referee indicating here? Thomas has gone down injured. 5 minutes of stoppage time. That must be like oxygen to a drowning man. 5 minutes for Newcastle to try and find another 2 goals. Just trying to work out who's being cautioned here. I think it's Bernard. But in the middle of all that was an unbelievable save there by Urtubis, the goalkeeper of Troyes.
He certainly was, and he's kept his team in here. Just see, when he passes this ball to Gary Speed, he's in a definite and an offside position. He fires in across the face of the goal. Dabby's ass with a shot, and you've got to give the keeper all the credit there with a fabulous save.
Ghazi, Dukic. Good block. We're already into stoppage time at the end of the game. Trying to slow the pace of the game down inevitably. Martin. Ball had gone out. The referee's assistant on the far side, quick to raise his flag. And Troyes will try waste a few more minutes down in that corner. Lua, who's got frightening pace. He's just overrun the ball. Tourine now is injured. Here's Bernard. Oh dear. Crude lunge there by Maneri. Or to Leroy, who gave away the free kick.
Yeah, positive run here from Bernard, going across Leroy there. Cynical challenge, definite free kick to Newcastle United. But the only problem for Newcastle, Gary, there's only 2.5 minutes left and they need 2 goals.
Just takes a heartbeat to score, though. Here comes the free kick. Won't go in. O'Brien had the shot which was blocked. Corner kick to Newcastle United. Lua to take it. Utabis has lost it. It's in the back of the net. Incredible. It's 4-4. Aaron Hughes ties this inter-toto final, but Newcastle need just one more.
I think you've got to put that down to a mistake by the goalkeeper, Urtubis here. See, the first header comes in here from Robbie Elliott. O'Brien's just in the way of the goalkeeper. He's completely missed it, gone into the back of the net. 4-4. And can Newcastle get this all-important 5th?
1 goal now for Newcastle United, and they'll be through to the UEFA Cup. They have to score now. Bellamy. Troyes are back on their heels now as Newcastle are We're inside the last 60 seconds of the game. And Newcastle have it back. Lua, the referee looks at his watch again. Still Lua. Bernard, could this be it? The answer is no. And Urtubis wasting time here. Only a matter of seconds left, but Newcastle just need one more attack. Just need one more goal. They could do with 2 footballs on the pitch. This topsy-turvy game has been absolutely indescribable. It's all over, 12 through. Newcastle just couldn't find that last goal to take them through to the UEFA Cup. And the French side, having scored 4 away goals, go through on the away goals rule. Final score from St James's Park is Newcastle United 4, Troyes 4.
Win the Premiership.
Yeah, I think it's not so tested, and so I'm sure that'll help. And of course, they're very pleased with their season so far, even though I think David feels they're not playing as well as they can. So it's a nice problem that he's got.
Let's just confirm that Leeds unchanged team for you. David O'Leary back in the position of waiting until the 11th hour before being absolutely sure of his starting 11. Lee Bowyer and Jonathan Woodgate with off-the-field distractions again, but both here in time tonight. Woodgate to be named amongst the substitutes, and Bowyer to return to European football after a